Hello, I am Dr. Dunnington. Welcome to Chemistry 1412. So the idea of this video is a nice kind of overview of the class, kind of high-level stuff about myself, about the class, about teaching in general. There's a lot of other videos and other documents that about kind of technical details of how things will work. Just want to kind of take a second to talk kind of high level, introduce you to the class, kind of some big picture ideas about what I think about it. A little bit about myself. I've been at Durham Tech. I started in Lee College since fall of 2019. So I guess I've done 2.5 years now. Taught a lot of very eventful time in teaching in that, teaching pretty much throughout the course of the pandemic and with all the different kind of formats and modalities and switches and swaps. And so gotten a good kind of well-rounded structure. I've been teaching at community colleges before that. I already said I taught at Durham Tech in Durham, North Carolina before that since 2017. So I really enjoy this sort of level of teaching. I like smaller classes, but still teaching real life chemistry, not I taught at 4-year schools where you have huge 120-person classes, taught high school a little bit where you're more focused on discipline or classroom management, not really teaching the chemistry. And the chemistry that I was teaching the math that you're doing is a little lower level than I would like to be doing. So we're teaching the real deal here. Outside of teaching, I also like to spend time outside. You may see the dog walk along here. I spend a lot of time with my dog Wookie. Spend a lot of time outdoors, going to new places, exploring new things, seeing new environments. There's a lot of variety in Texas. Sometimes you got to drive a little bit to get there, but there's a lot of cool things to see in Texas and other places, not just Texas. So this is General Chemistry 2. And so ideally that means you've taken Chemistry 1 before. Many of you took it with me. I'm always flattered when people choose to come back for the second semester with me. It will be largely the same. Many of you may have taken it in person, so it's a little bit different format here with some of the online stuff. Some of you took it with me online, so it's going to be a little more similar to that. If you did not take Chemistry 2 with me, not a big deal. Or Chemistry 1, sorry, with me, it's not a big deal. I will generally be assuming that you have kind of the basic ideas from General Chemistry 1. But whenever we get to if there's some sort of very particularly important topic from Chemistry 1, I will generally be working to, I will talk about that. We'll review it to some extent, especially the important parts of that topic. When we use stoichiometry, what part of stoichiometry is important that you need to know now? What part of polar molecules do you need to know now? We'll see that very quickly here. I also know that with chemistry, kind of along those lines as a whole, chemistry as a whole can sometimes be very intimidating or scary. Many of you are probably not seeking a career in chemistry, but chemistry is along the way to what you want to do. So sometimes that can lead to being viewed more as a barrier or a stumbling block. And I don't want it to be that way. I don't want chemistry to be some barrier for you to overcome. Instead, my goal with the class is to make it something that is you learn why you need to take this for whatever science or biological or medical or whatever it is that you're actually interested in doing, why chemistry is helping you along that way. And especially I think in Chemistry 2, it's really great that you know a lot of chemistry. By the end of the class, you're going to know basically the language of chemistry. And so we can talk a lot about some very real life applications. That's really what I like about chemistry, is the ability to understand the world around us. And so I like to give examples of how of the real world, and you know enough chemistry now that you can really get in. We can talk about some very real. We can explain a lot of phenomena that exist. And hopefully that. And if you ever have any questions or anything about chemistry, about the content, I try to be as helpful as possible. The other thing I want to talk about is the fact that this is a hybrid class. So lectures will be entirely online. So basically everything will be run through Blackboard. So the videos will be hosted on YouTube, but everything will be kind of run through the Blackboard course site. I really, it's basically going to be, you'll watch videos on your own time. It is very flexible. I really like with online teaching, I had some online teaching pre-pandemic, and then obviously got a lot with the pandemic. And there's obviously some good and some bad. I do really like I try to emphasize the best parts of online teaching, and that is primarily flexibility. But I also try to steer. So that's why I have, you can watch lectures whenever you want. The videos are just posted. You can watch, you can do things all on your own time. But I also try to avoid some of the worst aspects of online teaching, which is kind of the isolation and maybe not really self-pacing at the correct pace. So I do set up the class to have a lot of due dates. So I kind of have 2 sets of videos that are like the 2 lectures of the week. There are multiple homeworks throughout the week. So there are going to be a lot of due dates throughout the week. So the class is self-paced. You can watch the videos whenever you want. They're posted up on YouTube. You can watch them whenever you want, on your own time, wherever, whenever, however. But there's going to be kind of a minimum pace that I kind of envision with the class that I have multiple due dates for. And so there'll be a lot of assignments due every week. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you'll have something due. And the idea is you kind of constantly have stuff due. You're kind of constantly working through material. What I don't want you to be doing, what I think is a really bad idea in any online class or class period, is kind of waiting till the end of the week to try to do everything, or wait until the end of the unit. Oh, I got a test, I'll finally study. That's not a recipe for success. This is a big class. This is a 4-credit class. So there's the lecture and all the lab stuff. All of that is a lot to do, and waiting until the last minute or waiting to try to kind of get it all done in one go is not a recipe for success. So I want you to be successful. So I have these multiple due dates to keep you on track, keep you on the pace. You can go at any pace you want as long as it's fast enough. The other idea with those kind of many assignments is I like the idea of kind of teaching as a whole, of having kind of sequential assignments. So you're going to have those assignments due throughout the week. Some of them are just going to be completion participation assignments. You watch videos, you give some answers to questions. They don't have to be right. They just need to be answers to those questions. And you get credit for just answering those, credit for participating, credit for engaging with the videos and answering questions. Doing some homeworks, online homeworks, where you have to get the right answer, but you have multiple attempts. You can keep trying to get it right. Lab assignments that, again, you'll have some parts of the lab where you have multiple attempts to get it right, and then you'll have some where you only get one chance to get it right. But the idea is you're building up, you're making mistakes. That's going to happen. That's a part of learning. You're making mistakes. You're trying and making mistakes on the assignments that are participation. And then if we learn from those mistakes, then by the time we get to the tests where you do just get one chance, you're not making the mistake there. You've already made it and learned from it and can now avoid it moving forward. So that's sort of kind of sequential and kind of building idea. So while the online lecture will be entirely online, labs will be in person. So we'll meet every Wednesday, 1 to 3 p.m. in the science building, where we will meet and do lab. Now, that doesn't mean that it's just there. There is basically, the lab is also still going to be run through Blackboard, just like the lectures. Everything will be kind of run through Blackboard. All the activities, all the assignments will be either administered like quizzes on Blackboard, or you'll write up an answer or type up an answer and turn it in through Blackboard. But the actual activity will be in person on Wednesday afternoons, 1 to 3. So every Wednesday we will be meeting. We won't always do a lab. We'll also have tests in that window. But every Wednesday, 1 p.m. on campus, you'd expect to be there. And so I really do like, one of the things about teaching fully online classes is there's a lot of barriers, there's a lot of isolation, a lot of feels like you're all alone. You don't meet other students. And so with labs, you'll be in lab groups, you'll be able to talk to other students, interact with other students. And I think that's really good. And I really like that. I think if you took, depending on some of you, I think took classes with me during kind of the 2020-21 school year, where there was much more COVID restrictions and the hybrids there, you didn't have to come to campus. You do have to come to campus now, because I think that's really valuable. I think it's really valuable for you to see, we're going to be doing real chemistry labs with real equipment and seeing kind of all of what's going on. I think that's really valuable, and interacting with your classmates is really, really valuable. And having those communications, that right there. Along those lines, COVID's still here. In general, if you get sick, please don't come to campus. I want to work to keep everyone safe. Along those lines, I will be very flexible with due dates and with attendance on campus and stuff like that. So what I ask is just reach out to me. If you are sick, please don't come to campus. I don't want other people to get sick. That impacts other people's ability to come to campus or to potentially go to work. And so I want to make sure that everybody is still able to do all the other things in their life and still come to campus. And so not having spread of disease of any kind on campus. I was a little sick, and as you may be able to hear that, and so even though it wasn't tested negative for COVID, still limited how I can do other things. And so I want to kind of just, let's avoid that, work together. If you're not vaccinated against COVID, get vaccinated or get boosted, all that sort of fun stuff. And I'm sure there'll be things on campus with that you can do or through the school still on this semester that I'll be sending out announcements. But the big thing is flexibility, communication along the lines. Hopefully, part of this video, the point of this video that I'm making is to kind of get you see that I'm a real person and that you can reach out to me. I try to make communication very accessible, especially in online, really anytime, but especially in online class where with that online lecture, I want to be available and I want to be able to use. So either email bdunnington, that's BDUNNINGTON @lee.edu. You can always email me. You can always, my phone, 512-217-5186. My phone that goes straight to my cell phone. I try text and voices, both phone calls are both okay. And there's other places where you can find this contact info. But I do want to be available to you out there for you. And if you ever have any questions, you can reach out to me. There's other places you can kind of talk to students. I'll have office hours on campus and online, all sorts of possibilities, whatever works best for you. I try to make myself available in a lot of ways. You'll note the information in this video is going to be in other places. I try to make redundancies, just like with assignments, that there's more than one way for you to see things, more than one way for you to learn things, and more than one way for you to get in contact with me. And so I do try to be open and available. Pressing dates, Monday, January 10th, Blackboard will be open. There will be videos, lecture videos, and all that kind of fun stuff. And then Wednesday, January 12th, we'll be coming to campus. You will need to wear closed-toed shoes and bring goggles. You can get those from the bookstore as part of your books. That's part of, since I said it was required for the class, the bookstore has some goggles that you've already paid for in your tuition. So go there, pick those up. And otherwise, welcome to the class. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. I am excited for the semester. I hope you are too. Feeling very refined. Taught this in the fall. Excited to teach a more refined this exact class. Excited to teach it in this way for a second time. You know, remove some of the kinks. You're going to get a slightly better version than those students did last semester. But otherwise, welcome to the class. Welcome back to anybody who came. And otherwise, new welcome to the newcomers. I don't know how to say that. But if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, hope you're looking forward to a great semester. Bye-bye.